I'd like to call to order Mayor and Town Council work session, October 28, 2025, Worcester County Government Center, room 1102. I'd like to welcome everyone here this evening. We can take a look at our agenda. And the first item is A, updated proposal for the purchase renovation of the surplus property at 301 Willow Street. And we have in your packet a proposal from Andrew Richards. And sir, would you like to come up to our table so we can have a conversation with you?
Sure. Thanks for the opportunity.
Quite welcome.
Andrew Richards, I own a historic restoration company since 2000. About 11 structures here in town. Worked on the church here and the old dentist office when the face fell off it, and restored several other properties that are here and there around town, including Randy Coates' Law. I put in a proposal for this building. I've been trying to purchase it for 3 years of the town. I understand that there's been a lot of controversy with the building. A lot of people had a shot at purchasing it, and I stood back and waited for my chance. Spoke with Mr. Pollock, and we went over some things on it, and I put in an offer in it. My procedure to doing that building would means the access and the lot. I need a registered survey to show the lines of that lot, where the lot lines follow. I understand that the town has a transfer station on the property. We have done a but the one we're talking about buying is going to be held to that.
Once you renovate, you're subject to bringing it up to code.
Renovation
Once you renovate,
in a flood zone.
And chances are you're gonna hit that legal criteria where you're gonna have to bring it up to code.
well, we intend to bring it up to code, but I'm just saying the elevation of the building.
Yeah. What other properties around you, it's not relevant. It's
No.
your property, your height, your first floor.
Yeah,
when it's
renovated. Yeah. Okay, other questions from council? Mr. Lee, do you have any?
Yeah, I want to speak to a colleague. As I look at this, I see it as a prelude to things to come, and I just want to put your conscience to it. Soon, all things being equal, in the near future, we're going to be looking at people coming on that side of the desk asking for consideration in housing development. And one of the questions that's going to come up that's going to be critical is that we do not get held hostage in our efforts in terms of our strategies of what we're doing to benefit and improve our family. And I'm concerned that we need to have some conversation around this, and this provides an example of it for what I'm speaking to. I looked at I'm around price now, from a real estate point of view. I looked at that property to determine value of it. And the assessed value of it is 1930. The appraised value is 12.5 on business based on pure business, and I'm playing with the real, you know. We want business to come on that side of the table, have this discussion. We don't want to be hard nosed.
I
We
understand.
don't want, uh, 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 us to get the reputation that, we go there, they're not. We want the notion that Snow Hill is old for business and business people want to come and do business with that people, you know. But on the other hand, we don't want to be hijacked or held up either, recognizing that. So I don't know where this property is in terms of that, but I want to raise the question to you in your mind. Based on where this, we've got bills to pay, long term. This is not, this is just incidental, but I think it's a solid example. We have bills to pay. So we want to look at how we can get money in the coffers without putting a gun to anybody's head or being unrealistic, okay? So I just throw that out to take a look at it, as we make the decision of where we go with this, to tell you, to say to you that that's a thought of mine I would hope to consider, going with this and going forward, but particularly going forward.
Okay, Councilperson Fletcher. You have any?
Now, you're gonna rehabilitate this property. Is it gonna be one, when you restore it, is your plan for be one whole for Airbnb or three?
We don't
already,
change the layout of the structure at all. Stay within the existing footprint, so it'll be exactly what it is now, which is 3 little 2-bedroom apartments, 1 bathroom. We don't go outside the existing footprint. The only place that we asked for a variance in that was on the front of the building with the entranceways. We'd like to put a stoop, a set of stairs in front of the building. That's just for looks purpose from the road, nothing more. I'm not talking about a full deck, I'm talking about a 6x5 stoop. Does that answer your question?
another concern of mine is the property, and I've said it before about our station back there for the town to access the, and you're saying you want no street parking, so it's gonna be parking behind them.
Correct.
We really need to be mindful of how that will be laid out.
You have a 20-foot easement on the side of that building that leads to your pump station. I have 100-foot with our tape and our measurement in the rear of that building to the left of your pump station. That's more than adequate for 3 parking spaces in the rear of that building.
So you're gonna say 3 parking spaces.
Correct.
Is it limit?
There's 3 units. Correct.
So 1 vehicle per unit.
Correct.
Majority residents, as you go around the whole town right now, is 2 vehicles.
But these are not residential units. These are Airbnb units.
Right.
They're not.
And
residential.
sometimes Airbnb people
Well,
come to.
then they're gonna have to seek parking elsewhere because it's the restriction for 1 vehicle per apartment.
To me, from what has been appraised, and I also checked that this assessment out. I think that's a low proposal. Did you consider anything else?
I can speak to my partner, but due to the condition and the cost of putting your building back together, especially if it has to be raised. I don't think we're gonna move on it.
Okay, well, it would cost us, Brandy, can you tell, refresh our mind of what I know we had an email before of demolition, what that cost would cost us as a town to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
quite a range. You had two quotes, big range, and I shared it with
I
everybody.
think it was 9,000.
One was $9,000. Everybody had a copy. It was
Yeah.
$9,000 from the one, contractor, and it's like 16,000 from the other contractor.
It was a big difference.
And I told which one, and they both do good work. So I'm not bashing anybody. But the $9,000 contract will do just as well a job, and it's a good job as the other gentleman. And that included removal, tipping fees, leveling the land, and, replanting grass seed. And which would be up for me to take out the new pits or anything like that, but there's only one there.
How about the septic system?
I would take it down to the clean out and cap it off. If they did that, if you demolished it, yes, I would cap the sewer off, and if I didn't, then anything would be getting there out to the street, you know.
It's saying that structure was built in 27, so it was probably on a septic system in the rear of the building.
But it's got, in the front of the building, it has clean outs that goes out to the main.
I see that, but did that come after? I'm asking. you.
I really don't know.
Yeah.
Andrew, I'd have taken go, really structure, I never had it up until this point.
I'm thinking there's a septic system.
And it could be, but I know we're gonna find out.
When we did the inspection on the building, the way the units were laid out, and I was a commercial plumber in Florida for 20 years. They would get hospitals. Normally, they are to the side of your kitchen and rear bathrooms. Okay, and if you look at that property, the way they're set up, they have an intimate side beside each bathroom. I would say those tanks are inside that. You know, that little rectangle there that's in between each bathroom. I would say that's where your septic is. So it's somewhat. Unless it's dead, you know, it could have been dead when they went to the city. A tie-in, you know, they could have filled them in with concrete or gravel or whatever.
It could have,
You know,
they could. Most of the ones I've seen like that, maybe just cut them loose and
right?
let them go. But I would research that, and find out before, whatever way y'all decide to do, if they have to be or have to, whatever, you know. But all I know is they were tied into town sewer.
Is most of the structure rotten? I mean, it looks like it's,
We didn't
no,
find, those old structures are made of white oak sills. Okay, they're usually 10 by 10 white oak sills. The termites for Eastern Shore yellow pine. Okay, if they're Eastern Shore yellow pine, the termites get into it. They can't eat the pitch that's in the wood. They end up backing out. So you have, you know, a minimum of structural damage on those. Now I couldn't tell whether those were white oak or Eastern Shore pine. Given the structure, they're probably pine. Okay, we did not find termite damage. We checked the pillars underneath the building. They are 75% bare, which is about normal for that age. I did a house on West Martin Street. It was 1902. It was on brick pillars and they were still solid. So it's the building, the worst thing about your building, okay? And this is something an old man that was a mason taught me a long time ago. If you stand in front of that building and you look at the top edge of that eave from corner to corner, it's straight.
Is
There's-
what?
It's straight. There's no dips. There's no sag in the roof. And that's how you tell what your footers are. Okay, if that building starts to sag, if a pier gives out, you start seeing it in the roof line. If you look at both sides of that building, it's pretty straight. It's very restorable. And I'm not saying that my partner won't offer you more, okay? I'm just saying that I want to talk to him before I obligate him to that, okay?
Just a question, Andrew.
Yes, sir.
So they might come up later on when the council gets like that. If there is rock or termite and any of that underneath, what would y'all have, what would be your approach of taking care of it? If you had to take a whole section out or beam out, would you go back with just regular, up-to-date stuff? Or would you try to find something that was compatible?
We have Jones Lumberyard cut the timbers to size. Okay, they've done it throughout the years. It's the application we use for the dentist's office. The carrying beams were 10 by 10, white oak in that building. They were destroyed. The roof had leaked, and that's what caused the collapse in that building. And Jones cut us new timbers for everything solid. So coming up with the timbers is not every piece of wood in that building are actual size timbers. A 2x4 is 2x4, 3.5 by an inch. 3/4. So you have to go to the yard to replace the beams in it. And that's another reason why we don't change the layout of the circuit. Okay,
So all that in there, 2x4 is actually 2 inches by 4 inches.
Correct.
Not like my house
correct.
with the 2x4s in there, they're 2 and whatever by 4 and whatever, yeah.
Nothing matches up close.
Anything else you want to ask? Mr. Paul?
Probably be good for Maureen to tell us the process, because in order to actually dispose of the property, there needs to be a public hearing scheduled. And probably just could be a good idea to run through how that works.
Yes, you would need a public hearing and there would be an ordinance, similar to what you did with Pettit.
Okay.
Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
So they have to advertise for a public hearing. A public hearing is where anybody can come and make a comment on the council choosing to consider disposing of the property. And they have to draft the ordinance that has a first and second reading. So that basically occurs over a 2-month period. They made the decision today. It would be their November meeting and their December meeting. Where that ordinance would be here. It's passed on second reading. So it occurs over a 2-month process. But within that, you've got to schedule a public hearing, so which has advertising deadlines. So it's a couple month process.
I'm not opposed to if we can get something on paper on both sides, that we go ahead and lock down the property so that it's not so much the eyesore, but just the traffic in and out of the building. It was very evident that people were coming in and out building and staying as they please. So I'm not opposed to doing that, some kind of agreement between us. So if that helps.
Can we do that before?
I don't know if you would want to have somebody that doesn't own the property securing. the property. I think this is a decision you all have to make, while you alive.
Okay. Randy, you have anything else you'd like to ask? You've been dealing with it for quite a while now, building, and you probably know it very well,
Pretty much.
very much. All right. Well, have any other questions? I guess, we'll need to discuss it and we'll give you feedback and we'll go from there. So I appreciate,
Contact numbers.
yes, we appreciate you coming in, going over this with us. So thank you.
That's it. Very
You too. Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Thanks. Okay, council.
Oops, you got it.
Okay, what do you think?
I like it, and I'm honestly okay because of all the unknowns with that property. He's likelihood he's probably gonna have to raise it up of taking the $8,000. Because there's so many, He seems pretty confident in it. But let's face it. We need some businesses in downtown. It expands our tax base a little bit. I don't like losing historic buildings. A number of my constituents have reached out to me and said that they are interested in maintaining that building and keeping it. And with him wanting to show, respect towards the community that had, lived there prior. I honestly, kind of seems like a slam dunk, and especially if he's gonna have it back together in a year. Now, I think that's a little optimistic, but if he gets it there in 2, fine with that. I mean, the other alternative to this is that we pay more, we bulldoze it to the ground. I mean, that's it. Either let him restore it or knock it down. I'm in favor of restoring.
Councilperson Fletcher, what are your opinion?
It's okay. I feel okay about restoring it, but I'm not okay about this proposal.
So you think it should be more?
Yeah,
What if it was the price of the demolition? Because that's what we were gonna sell it to the African American Heritage Society for.
Which is the 9,000.
It was 9,000. It wasn't nothing, 9,300, it was 9,000. It was even, I'm not mistaken.
What I had in my
The only
notes
thing,
was 9,450. That's the note I had though.
something, yeah,
Yeah, okay,
it was.
I don't know the other quote, I just had the low one.
Mhm.
okay.
The other one was 16,000 or something.
So we could counter offer with that.
You just need to make sure. Because he said no street parking. We parking in the back, which is totally understandable and reasonable. If we have a truck in there working on that lift station and people need to get out. And you say it's one of the boom trucks that has to go in, has to do whatever they gotta do. They're gonna have to wait to make sure they got, if they got a vehicle parked here and a vehicle parked there and one of the ends gotta get out. We could be 4, 5, 6, 7 hours, whatever.
You could also take that date off the Airbnb. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to open your Airbnb 24/7.
But I don't know when that might happen. Those pumps go up, evergreen terrace stuff happens.
Yeah.
And we have to do it at the time.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's just,
Was there adequate space in the backyard for him to assign a parking spot, approve the 3 parking spots in a way that doesn't interfere with your access?
Sure.
Mhm.
There is a huge parking lot across the street.
Yeah, so it's a parking lot across the street, they, it's the county or whatever, what the
but
county.
it's through the week, that parking lot is overfilled.
Yeah, they
Because
park,
they're parking on the street also
Yeah.
already.
and they do,
Yeah.
they do. I would say, just take this in consideration, please, okay?
Of course.
Okay, sure.
And I'm not trying to throw-
Experience, what is that, what would that cover in that property that you would have to have access
He said the
to the
variance,
lift station?
the basic point what I took is what we had the driveway that goes in.
Right, and that's all you really had, is this driveway.
That's what we've got. And then once you get to the
Over
back,
Here,
it goes out around some,
and this, here's.
it goes in front of the double gate, this there.
You don't really.
And that's where we normally
It's
have
gotta be
taken
tight,
full way up to,
three.
But
which
this
would
is
be
the only
blocking
entrance.
the police code
Yes,
that was in the
it's
park.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, at least be blocking them. And it would depend on if they had to have this there or that there, it's a lot of different scenarios to it. Not trying to persuade anybody, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Take it in consideration, please.
So that,
I mean, I don't want to see this. I see too many times where situations has come up. And then we have to take and go out around and do this, this and this
Yeah.
because of what we've already agreed to do.
And you're in there once a day,
They
correct?
go there every day.
Every day.
Somebody goes there every day. Now, I will tell you, I've had people call. Miss Rita is all good. That is her name. It lives right beside her, Miss Rita.
Mhm. Real
And,
life.
yep, because she'll call me every now and again, and when the high level alarm comes on, you say if a pump goes down, it might be 10, 11, 12 o'clock, whenever the sewer level comes up. We get a call. Well, that will not be stopped until we go there and cut it off. That's gotta go. And, most times she'll let me know if somebody else don't hear or whatever. I'm just saying, we've already done it. So the people's going to realize if they don't choose to do that, whoever's there, if they got kids that are little small children, it's gonna be in part of the, and it doesn't happen all the time or that often. I'm just saying,
It could happen.
yes, it can. And it does happen.
Was there ever a time when the house was occupied and we had the pump station in operation?
No. And I mean, I don't know. All I know is I know what is being said here tonight, and I wasn't getting all that. I do know that it's been checked by other code officials. Talk about how much damage it was to the sills and all that. I myself personally have not gone underneath that building. I have no reason to go under that building. I do know that people, and he is correct, because we had boarded the whole thing up. The whole thing. And within a certain amount of time, people do take the boards down and they go in, and then here they go. We'll go back and do it again. But like I say, I'm not trying to persuade anybody. I'm just letting you know of things that could. And when if there is a variance given or whatever, make sure the variance goes in the town's favor. As far as we have enough room for everything we gotta do. That's all I ask. Not so much for me, but for people down the road, who's gonna have to take care of this one, and whoever might be here doing the same thing.
There's a driveway on this other side.
Yes, but
Is that part of?
not that I'm aware of.
It's a part of the
It's
other.
part of the other house. As far as I know, it's part of. And I don't know that for sure. I can go and find out from the courthouse and land deeds like I found out other stuff over there. But the understanding I've gotten from the other, people who has lived or stayed in the other house, that driveway goes with that property. But I would actually want to see the markers myself where they are before I tell y'all something's not right. And y'all make a decision upon that. But all of this here from every corner on that property needs to be specifically pointed out. So all of y'all know where that property lines are. And then when the variance that he wants to do, or he needs to be involved in it, and whoever he wants to take on his side.
Yeah, this is really.
Correct.
Does that one on the other side next to the property, does that go all the way back?
It
That
goes,
driveway?
it goes behind the house, behind the,
Because that house is for sale.
yes, it goes behind the property the town owns. Just behind the house a teeny bit, but it's not go around back
It
up.
doesn't go around.
It just goes up beside it right to the very end. And the gentleman had some kind of old boat sitting there one time. He was the one I was talking to, the elderly fellow. And, he said, no, he said, this goes with this, and I'll never use that anyway.
Is he looking at did he say anything about looking at the property next door also?
No,
I don't think he said that to us.
he's never mentioned anything
He's
to me
never
about it.
mentioned.
No, I don't know what he's talking about. No, he hasn't to me. And his partner, that's the first time I've ever seen him. So I don't know.
Do you know who he is?
No, I didn't ask. I'm assuming though that Harry White from Pocomo, and I didn't ask him, I'm assuming he's the one who's talking about raising it up, that's been raised up. And he's talking about a year to have this done. A year is a short time. I'm just saying, man, if they have to raise that, and then if some of them sills they see paying, and then they got to do this, and they got, I'm just saying, but I think it's a good thing. If they can keep it and do it, it's all good with me, as long as the town has enough room to do what they gotta do. Like I said, I don't want to sway anybody, any kind of way.
Mr. Lee, any comments?
No addition, I agree with what's been said across the board. I think it's been nice to save it, but we gotta get some more money.
All right,
And it's gonna be very important. The piece of the town access, that part is really gonna be important.
If that driveway, in fact, and the gentleman was wrong, he was telling me, if that in fact goes with that property, that could be his driveway, we take the whole other side,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if that in fact is the case, you see what I'm saying, and they would have all issues covered.
So are you thinking about checking that out, or can we get that checked out?
Do we just have a
Assuming that-
survey at this point?
Survey?
Because no matter what, you guys need the survey?
Now, I want y'all to take this in consideration now, when you start getting surveys done. The man's only offered you X number of dollars. The survey,
Surveys are expensive.
the survey is probably gonna eat all of that, or a piece of, or some of that up,
Mm.
anyway. I'm not gonna, I don't know what the survey was for Sturgis Park. I'm just saying, you know, just think about what you get for,
Yeah,
just think about it.
Well, how accurate would be the assessment office?
I don't know.
Description of the
I
lot.
would really have to go over there and, if they got benchmarks that have been, like I found in other places, here, where they said, you know, they weren't here, yeah, they are. If it's got that, which is an actual
The
Minus
benchmark.
benchmark, that shows the property line,
Oh, the property,
it shows that, it'll be on a piece of concrete, and
it
if
would
it,
show
if
you.
it has that, and that'll have a number on it. You can find all them, yes. Um, I would have to go here to the courthouse and go to land deeds and talk to them, and then go to the proper place after that, and get somebody to search it for me,
Okay. Do you want Randy to do that,
but it's up to y'all.
council?
Yeah.
Would you like to have that information?
Yes.
Is he gonna charge us?
Randy?
Oh, you mean,
So-
I thought you talking about the other. one.
No.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fine.
No. Randy's offering to take a look at.
His name is Andrew.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I have a reminder
Well,
of
I
that.
wonder why you look at me like that.
Times, yeah.
I wonder why you look at me like that.
Okay.
You said that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then get back to us
Yeah,
at Rick,
I'll get the,
monitor that and
absolutely.
see and get that information back to us.
get it first of next week before I can get over there to even start this. And I'm not gonna promise you anything they can find. But I'll go over and tell them what I want. I'll give them the property, the address. And they'll have the whole lift station on there. And I'm gonna ask them, can they find anything at all of what they want? If they say yes, I'll get it, whatever drawings they got. I'll get it to Dan, he can see, and then we'll come back to the council. If they can't find anything, then you have to get a survey.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And
I'll
then
tell
we have another work session next Tuesday.
next Tuesday.
I just
Thank you, Mayor.
have one more comment.
Okay, go ahead.
For him to restore this thing, it's gonna be at least $400,000, right? Probably. Do we wanna hold up a $400,000 project over $4,000? Between what he's offering and
Well-
what it was assessed at?
I won't cut you off. But if he's a historic restoration and project management, he probably knows how to go through some loops to get some money too.
He's
It's not
been
coming out of his
very
pocket.
enthusiastic about getting this. Agreed.
Yeah, when he come to y'all, this is the first I even heard about it.
Yeah, he told me on the street.
Regardless of where he gets the money from, it's gonna improve the street scene there.
Right. Anything will improve.
Anything will improve the street scene there.
Yes.
And
Anything will
$4,000
improve.
is kind of a pit to hold up that project. Even if he's just going in his own pocket, what if he has like, I mean, he might have a grant for $100,000. That will cover a quarter of it
Right.
on a good day.
We also need to look at what town is.
Those grants don't, kind of like Maryland doesn't have those kind of grants right now,
Well,
where
Yeah.
we can just, they'll throw $500,000 at you and be like, go restore a building. That's not how that. So that looks.
But if he can get 400,000, why is he worried? Why is he worried about not giving us more here?
I think because they're worried about having to raise it up.
If I was having to spend $400,000 for a piece of property or a house that I could walk and go right into and live,
$20,000-$30,000.
To raise it, you think?
that'd be one thing. But if I'm gonna try to get my money back out of it, $400,000, how long is it gonna take to get your money out of,
Airbnb, it'll be a while.
you got that right.
How many Airbnbs?
So I'm just saying, if I'm doing that, unless somebody, I'm with this, a load of money, or somebody, I've got a load of money, I'm not gonna tie my money up on taking me 30 years to get a piece of my money back. He's on Zion.
Dan, do we know how many Airbnbs are in town?
No, we don't at this present time. Don't distinguish, I guess, the registration and the rental registration. Yeah.
I mean, I know we got it here. So yeah, they're not many places. I mean, we've lost, you know, B and Bs left and right. I mean, the Cedars is gone. You know, the one that was on the corner of Federal and Church.
While they're leaving,
So, yeah, we're,
I just wonder why they're leaving.
we need to start having fishing tournaments. I don't know. Stop the fishing tournament.
Okay, so we're gonna go with Randy, taking a look at,
I'll go there, I'll go Monday, I cannot go this week.
is that good for everybody?
Yes.
Okay, all right. All right, thank you, Randy. I appreciate that.
Send myself an email right now.
Okay. All right, B, discussion of logistics for visit from Maryland Department of Planning Secretary Rebecca L. Flora. Okay, Mr. Lee, do you want, or Rick, do you want to bring us up to date on what's on here with the,
The latest I've heard was that, we looked at November 20th as a potential visit, date, and that didn't suit everyone. And then her office got back with us and suggested the 19th, and I understand the 19th doesn't work for everyone as well. So we're kind of looking for a date, as well as a location and all of that. Well, if we're going to have her come and speak to the community.
so did they say, look, in December? Go to December now to look for dates? Is that what they
I
said?
don't remember it, probably, that would,
Okay.
probably, I don't remember that certain, but I know that she said the 19th was not gonna work, was not available.
Okay,
He said, what bill or not?
I'm sorry, she said it was available. But we said no, we said that that didn't work.
So we're saying the 19th or the 20th doesn't work for her?
Correct.
no, I can't, no. Can't do that. And I'd like to be there. So can we look at December? I know everybody's got a lot going on in December. Any dates in particular? Are we looking at during the week? Fourth, I guess, not. Anybody throw out the date?
Well, it's really in our fault. Of course.
Okay, you want to check? You want to check for December dates?
I think you should take some dates to her, Rick, would be my recommendation, if you're going to December, and let's tie it down. Council should I would recommend the council look at the dates prior, post Christmas, and determine, and certainly would have to be prior to Christmas, because you're going to the first of the year, and that's January. So, the beginning of December, what dates or first week in December, if those dates are open for council at this junction, setting here right this moment. And then you'll object to Ricky will give her the first week of December and let them see what comes up for that.
Third and fourth of December? Actually, the first. Or third and fourth would probably be better. Anybody, is that okay? Is it okay?
I don't have anything on the town calendar for either of those dates.
Person Fletcher,
Looks fine so far.
can we try this date?
The third or the fourth.
Well, there are two other dates that are open in that. Why not just What's the first date of September? What's the date?
December first is on the Monday, is the
Monday.
planning commission meeting,
Yeah, and then we have mayor and council on the second.
right?
Go for it.
I'll send her an email in the morning.
Look at 10th and 11th. You okay? 10th and 11th for you, Margaret?
It's so far.
Productions or anything?
This,
It's probably something that is not written down somewhere,
Down somewhere, yeah.
but
Okay.
I've got, Mako's conference in Cambridge those 2 nights, but I don't need to go. If that works better for everyone else.
Were you giving
Well,
those
we
two
can-
dates as the backup to the?
Back up.
Yeah,
For
Back
now,
up,
museum.
yeah, we can start with 3rd and 4th and then
use the other days back.
use the other day. They,
so the third and
as
the
second
fourth,
choice, yeah, 3rd and 4th, 10th and 11th is second.
Okay.
Okay.
Let us, you'll contact her and then let us know
Yes, sir.
what that is.
Do we want to know, where we want to have it?
Rick asked me that, Mayor, and you know what I said to him, I'll tell you what I said to him. When you have these kind of meetings, you want them in the smallest places you can get them with sweat running off the wall and people standing in the aisles so that you make an impact. But I have anticipation of this. Certainly, I believe it certainly has to be the community. I would strongly recommend we not try to go to the school because the turnout could embarrass us. So, that's. And, I've spoken, Rick raised the question of his concern of having it at the churches, of having, what is it? Wi-Fi.
Connection access,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I've checked with the 2 churches that are available. And the one that has stepped up to the plate is 3 They have Wi-Fi and would be, now, we certainly have to give them new dates, so keep that in mind. But if you let us know when they are, we'll get right to them, or you can call them, whatever. And I would suggest, if I may, if you talk to the secretary's office, let her know that's the only hiccup right now, that we have not talked to them about the new date, but, we'll forward on the date that she will, they agree with, and then confirm with Bishop and clear his calendar.
what was the time frame? Did I?
6.
She has 6:30 to begin with, I
Yeah,
think, but I don't know, whatever time you want.
We had
And that's
talked
true.
about, Margaret, if you recall, I think it was you who said something about serving some food, and Rick, you said there's probably some food available, something like that.
When we were talking about the school, we'd suggested that maybe their culinary students could put something together for us.
Yeah, we did say that. So that, yeah. Technical high school.
Yeah, well, feed them and they'll come. So let's kind of bear that in mind and see what that is. And if there's need for some money, I don't know if council's allowed to raise money, but we can talk to some people that maybe the church may be interested in doing something. But I think that if you have that kind of event and get the people, community out and coming back to this movement, it certainly will encourage them to hopefully participate in more meetings.
And this is being put on by mayor and council and planning commission.
I don't know about the planning commission, but it doesn't hurt, if it's showing, if it's for promotion and factual, I don't have any problems with it. I think if it's gonna serve that kind of purpose, yes. If that's the purpose,
Yeah,
yes.
I think they need to be a part of it.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Now, I wanna be clear of what I've said as the intermediary or facilitator for this purpose. And I think it's all summarized in the secretary's response. And I did that, I would very much like to find a way to come to support your launch of the comprehensive update plan. It will be a great opportunity to learn more about your community. I'd also like to share how we're planning to integrate our new sustainable growth principles into comprehensive planning. So those are the purposes for the coming together. And certainly that's straightforward. No hidden agendas, straight up. That was her quote.
And what time are we asking? Are we,
6 or 6:30. If we're gonna do food, Mayor, I would recommend 6 o'clock. Have people come and eat at 6, you know, and whatever they munch, and then to have it for her for 6 o'clock, and then boom, you get in and you get out.
okay, she's calling here today.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Do you have the name of the contact at Free Industries?
Who?
Or not Free Industry, Free Indeed, I'm sorry.
Well, if the executive director, he need to talk to Bishop. Yeah,
Bishop.
yeah, what's his name?
Albert.
Albert
Davis. Is
Albert
it
Davis.
Davis?
Albert Davis.
Albert Davis.
ELBERT.
Albert Davis.
Albert.
Yes, gotcha.
Thank you.
I'm gonna make it easy for him.
Anything else on that? Good. All right, comments from the public.
Man, before you go there, I just have one thing, and I noticed it in my notes, if I may, before we get up. And I didn't notice this until tonight, when I come out, I mentioned to you before. The last meeting, we tabled the issue of, strong mayor government, said we were gonna table it until this meeting. That issue is still open, Rick, and it needs to be discussed, it needs to be continued. Okay, so I would ask the next.
Yeah, we tabled it and we said, but we didn't give a date.
Well, until the next meeting, that's what was said, I said it.
Not necessarily the
Well, I
next.
said it, I know what I said.
Okay, well, you know what you said, but that was my interpretation that it would, when we could say that.
That was not, no discussions like that, yeah. Particularly when.
Yeah, we are gonna try to have it we're looking at date now.
Okay.
Okay. All right, council members, Councilperson Fletcher.
Comments from the public.
Comments from.
Oh, I'm sorry, Fran.
Right.
Remember me?
Yes, I do remember you.
Okay, several things. Two, number one,
You wanna come up front or sit there and just give your name, state your name and your address.
okay. I'm Fran Price, I live at 210 North Washington Street here in Snellville. I think anything would agree with me that when the assessed value in the land records is more than the appraised value, I think that's one of the few times I've ever seen that. Just a comment. Comment number two. Oh, well, that's comment number one. That's not enough my dad go with. I know that everybody wants to get rid of it, but it was appraised for 12 something. Go for the 12 something and then negotiate back a little bit here and there. And maybe come to a happy medium. But don't just take their offer, go with the assessed value. Okay, number two. It sounds to me as if he's going to build an Airbnb dedicated to the African American people in the community or whatever. He has always done work for other people where he's restored their homes, restored their buildings, and so on and so forth. It sounds as if he's building this for himself and his partner. Who's going to run it? I would be curious as to what is going to happen after they have finished their restoration. Is he going to run it Does he have a company that will come in and run it? Running an Airbnb is not all fun and games. It's a very complicated process. Beginning with licensing and having to have somebody that lives in Worcester County on the property at all times. And I'll tell you what, has anybody told him that that alarm goes off? Because I would hate to be in bed at 3 o'clock in the morning when I paid $200 a night and had that alarm go off. I want my money back. That's it.
Okay, thank you. All right, now announcements from council members. Councilperson Fletcher? You have anything? You good? Okay. Councilperson Lumpkins? Councilperson Lee? Okay. Announcements from the mayor, just the Julia A. Purnell Museum grand reopening is November 1st, 12 to 3. We're gonna have refreshments and activities for the kids and touring of it, and it'll be lots of fun. And that's on Saturday. Seafood Festival on Sunday from 1 to 5 p.m. And has the chamber gotten in contact with us at all about tickets or anything?
I haven't heard anything.
Okay. Okay.
Was that-
We've got to check into
Is
that.
that for that?
Seafood Festival, when you go from place to place and get different types of food, yeah, that. And, I'm just saying that keep our friends, in Jamaica, in your thoughts. I'm not sure that island's gonna look the same. It's one of the, I guess, the biggest storm we've had in the Atlantic Basin. And, I feel that it's gonna be kind of hot. 185 mile an hour. Okay, all right. I need a motion for adjournment.
I'm coming to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You're late. Thank you.